Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for your patience. Ironically, this session is on immersive art with technology, and we had some technical difficulties. But we got everything working, and I'm really excited to invite Karan, who's joining us from Mumbai. If anyone was able to join our DJ session yesterday, he was behind the scenes. But you can also reference them in the recordings. He's a co-founder of GreenRain, and he's done so many projects within the US. And I can't wait for him to kind of dive deeper. Because we're running late, I'm just gonna bring him on. Oops. Okay, Karan.
Okay, hi Jade. Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here. And I was really hoping that I could have been there in person. Had COVID not come around, I think I would have been able to make it. I was there for the fundraiser event last year, the Kids&Art event, and I had started chatting with Purvi and Apurva last year about setting up some immersive experiences for everybody to try. But because of COVID, we're doing this remotely. But I'm still really excited to be here, and thank you everybody for attending, and thank you Jade for helping organize this, and to everybody at Kids&Art. I'm glad to be here, and thank you so much. And I hope you keep continuing to do the amazing things you're doing. And I'm going to get started now with my talk for today, which is about immersive experiences and how you can help with the healing process with that. So as Jade mentioned, I'm co-founder of GreenRain Studios, and we're based in Mumbai, India. So this is us. We're a real-time graphics studio, and this photo was taken.
Okay, I gotta share your screen. Sorry.
Oh, is my screen not being shared? Sorry. Oh. Second. Okay, I thought it was being shared.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jade. Yeah. So this is us. We're a real-time graphics studio, and we're based in Mumbai. We're a collective of artists, programmers, designers, filmmakers, animators, and we do a lot of other things to put these immersive experiences together. And we use cutting-edge technology to power our creations. And what we try and do is build portals into virtual worlds, and try and create intersections between the real world and these virtual worlds that we create. So we're a team of about 15 people right now, and based in the heart of Mumbai. For many of you must already know that there's a large film industry here in Mumbai, with Bollywood being around, and also a lot of the VFX and animation work that you see in a lot of Hollywood feature films also is done in Mumbai. Good chunks of that work is done here, and because of that, we're able to find lots of amazing artists and talented programmers and designers as well. So today I'm going to be talking about immersive experiences, and how you can use them to heal in different ways. Now, there are many different types of immersive experiences. So even like the ecstatic dance event that's happening this evening could also be categorized as an immersive experience. So I'm only going to be focusing on immersive experiences that are powered by technology. So there are lots of different types of immersive experiences that don't really need to use technology at all. So we're only going to be focused on the ones that make use of technology. And I'm going to spend some time first explaining what these immersive experiences are, and what they comprise of. So, the way I see it, there are four major components to an immersive experience, and it happens at the intersection of these four, right? You've got it starts with starts with your body and mind. It starts with you, and you're starting to believe that you are experiencing a different sort of reality that's powered by technology and art. So at the intersection of these four circles you see here, this is the sweet spot, and this is where I think the magic happens. So with your body, your body has to be convinced that it is somewhere else, right? Or it's and with your mind, you need to believe that this experience that's happening is convincing enough to alter your perception of reality in some perspective. And this is made possible by art that's beautiful and captivating, and technology that helps to power these experiences and convince the mind and body that it's a part of this experience. So before we dive into how these experiences can be used to heal people and even heal environments, I think we just need to spend a little bit of time understanding immersive systems, right? And to understand these systems better, we just need to take a look at ourselves and understand how we function, and start drawing these analogies between the real world and virtual world. So the first step here starts with perception or sensing, right? We have multiple sense organs. We have our eyes, we have our tongue, we have our skin, and we're able to detect changes in our environment because of these. In the same way, we use sensors in immersive experiences to perceive the environment and give, this type of technology allows machines to understand their surroundings, just how our sense organs help us understand our immediate environments. So in our processes, we use a lot of cameras. We use other types of sophisticated sensors that allow us to check various things like temperature, depth, and motion. Following that, once you have all that data collected, it needs to be processed somewhere. So that part of the processing for us as human beings happens in our brains and with our nervous systems. In the case of technology-based systems, this happens in chips and circuits. So while they look pretty different, they have the same role to fulfill. So you've got you start with sensing, you move on to processing, and after that it's actuating, right? So in the case of our bodies, we use our muscles and to drive things, and in the same way we use motors, displays, and other sorts of actuators in immersive systems. I'll talk more about the types of experiences that we create, but all of them will have these in common, right? At some level, there's perception, there's processing, and there's some form of actuation. Now that we've understood these three things, we'll move on. So this is a snapshot of some of the different types of immersive experiences we create. And this ranges based on the types of technology we use. So in the upper right corner, and we'll be seeing more footage of these experiences in a video. So we have virtual reality experiences where you may wear a headset and you're immersed in an entirely 3D world, and you're not seeing any part of the real world in those cases. Your entire field of view is populated by a complete virtual world. Then we have augmented reality experiences where you're still able to see parts of the real world, but it's overlaid with digital content and imagery. So sometimes we use projectors, or we use large displays like LED panels to do that. And over here, behind all of this, there are sensors embedded in the environment. So if you look here at these screens, there are little sensors over here tracking people, and we're able to track their motion and see what they're able to do. So, different types of experiences. Like I said, VR, you've got AR. And if you've not had a chance to try a virtual reality experience or augmented reality experience, I highly recommend you go and try one of these experiences out. So these are some other experiences that others have created. Again, larger projections and sensors to track their motion. The key components are the same, but the aesthetic is different. And you're able to transform your surroundings in different ways. So I'm going to start explaining how we use different techniques to help heal. So meditation is one common practice, right? And meditation has been around for thousands of years. It's been practiced by Buddhist monks. It's been practiced by Hindu sages, and world over, people meditate and pray, and it's an incredible healing process, and it allows you to learn a lot about yourself and also your environment. So back in 2014, I started looking at how we could use technology to power meditation and look at the different metrics we could use to drive immersive experiences. It started out with a schematic, and it seemed apparent that heart rate was something that was easily affected by meditative processes. You're able to slow down your heart rate when you meditate. And also, it's important to keep track of your posture and your breathing as you meditate. So this resulted in the creation of a prototype that was called Third Eye, and this is some concept art that came out of that. In Third Eye, we created a surreal world where people's, any user experiencing that application, they found that their heart rate would change the state of their environment. And you would find yourself, once you put on the headset, sitting in the middle of this river that looked like it was in some alien planet with a purple atmosphere and giant mushrooms and trees all over. And the heart rate monitor attached to your wrist would send data back to the system, and with that, it would affect the way the world around you was created. And if you were able to slow down your heart rate, the experience would be very smooth, and you would flow through that river very smoothly. And if you sense that you were getting nervous, the system would react accordingly and throw different sorts of challenges at you. And you would have to focus and meditate and try and slow down your heart rate. So that was the gist of the application. That led to a second meditation experience that was more focused on breathing. And this is one that's called Prana. So you're going to see some footage straight from that experience. So again, it's a surreal world where you use your breath to heal different animals and bring them back to life. So as you'll see, the player in this experience is able to breathe out and heal this turtle that's here. So in this case, the system reacted to breathing. And if you've ever played a game like Guitar Hero or something like that, this is the meditation version of that, where you have a breathing pattern to follow instead of a music pattern. And you follow that to heal creatures in your environment. And we've seen so many different types of games that are out there, right? Ranging from, and many of them are violent, right? Like shooting experiences. And I started looking at how we could, instead of destroying things in our environment, heal them. And that was one of the ideas that helped form Prana. And as you explore this environment, you're able to find different animals and you're able to heal their wounds over here. Like you can see this deer is coming back to a healthy state. And this is footage taken straight out of the game with no editing whatsoever. And the video itself doesn't really do justice to the VR experience. When you're wearing a headset, it's a very different sort of experience, as you're able to actually physically walk through this world and look around and interact with these animals. So we find that, through meditation, through focusing on your breath, you're able to heal not just yourself, but even virtual environments that we were able to create. So another process we use is projection mapping. And over here, we're able to directly change our surroundings by projecting imagery to the environment. And unlike a VR headset-based experience, this experience is a lot more social, and you can experience it with your friends and see the environment change together and collaborate and change it. So this was a cherry blossom event that we had done in collaboration with others in Washington, D.C. And it was extremely cold outside. So an alternate version of an experience like this in March and February, where it's freezing outside, was something that everybody loved. And we found that people, these walls were massive 40-foot walls with giant cherry blossoms, and it led to people just that we put a bunch of bean bags in this art gallery called Artec House, and people we found that they chose to sit down there and just meditate and look at all the different giant flowers and have a very different experience to see the cherry blossom that DC is so famous for. So there were multiple different experiences curated by different artists here. And one of the other ones we did was a koi pond where you're able to feed the fish. So these are all digital fish and you're feeding them digital food. And this itself is the sculpture that we had created. It was a little pond that had water and fish. And you could also make the trees blossom, the cherry trees blossom, by waving your hands over it. So we had motion detectors all over the environment that would sense where people were moving. Another form of projection that we used was this, and you're able to create, again, these wonderful creatures in your environment. And these can be seen with the naked eye. You do not need a VR headset or anything like that. These are all projections. So another way we like to power our immersive experiences is by using motion to drive these experiences. And we've created a number of different experiences like this that require you to dance, jump, twist, and move as you navigate through virtual worlds. And each experience has a different goal. So one of the experiences that was really popular is an experience we created for a children's museum that's in Rochester. It's called the Strong Museum of Play. And it's an experience that involves jumping. And it's something we find that kids absolutely loved. It starts out, it's a very simple experience, and you have to do nothing but go there and jump with your friends. We have, again, motion detectors here that track how fast you're jumping and how high you're jumping. And what you'll see on a massive screen in front of you is this, what starts out as a little rock. And as you start to jump, the rock starts to grow and spin faster. Once it's grown large enough, the rock catches fire. And if there are multiple people jumping, each different person is able to create a flame of a different color. So you know what color flame you're creating. And as this rock grows larger and starts to spin faster, the fire starts to grow larger. And eventually, once you've jumped enough, it explodes, and there's this massive explosion of color and light that you're able to create. And it's an experience that we find people go back to very often, because by the end of it, you're sweating and it's like a mini workout. But we find that children really enjoy these type of experiences, and just moving is a healing process by itself. The act of motion is also common in things like Tai Chi and yoga, and there's enough proof that those types of experiences are able to cause healing processes in people. Here's another experience we had worked on. And over here, it's an experience where you're flying through this world and your body is able to control this character. And we detect gestures, so you're able to pop these balloons that you see in the sky. You start out on this hoverboard as you navigate through the skies over a forest. And we calculate the body's tilt, right? So as you tilt from left to right, you're able to change the path of your flight. And as you point at a balloon, you're able to pop it. So this might be a little small on the screen, but you can see there's a real character controlling this. So we don't use any sort of game controllers or anything for this experience. We use sensors, and you need to physically move around to change the course of your flight. So as opposed to, when most people think of gaming, they sit down, they think of somebody sitting down and either, using a mouse and keyboard, or using, a game controller with a joystick to control an experience like this. But we like to do it a different way, where you actually need to stand up and move around. Over here, I have an image of another experience we had created. And if you've seen the movie Real Steel, it's very similar to that. So it's an experience where you're controlling these giant projected robots, and as you move around, these robots will try and copy exactly what you're doing. So you can even do cartwheels and jump and twist, and you'll see that your robot is doing exactly what you're doing. And you're also able to, fire out a lot of cool lasers and fire cannons. Another part of the healing process is to create environments that allow people to escape reality. This is one example of an environment we had created. And this is something you can fully immerse yourself in 3D. Once you have a VR headset on, you're free to navigate this environment as you teleport from one place to another. So with technology like VR, we're not just limited to walking, but we can also use superpowers like teleport from one place to another. And here's another environment that we're working on. This one again is a massive cave. And this is going to be an experience called Phoenix. And it's going to be a music driven experience. So this is a sneak peek of that. And you can see the world we're creating for this. As this world comes together, we'll have multiple props in this environment reacting to the music, and things like the water and the particle systems will also react to the music. So, and this experience, you don't need a VR headset or anything of that sort. It's something we're planning to release on also platforms like YouTube. The essence of many of these environments is to connect you to an alternate world with unique architecture and allow you to escape reality. So I mentioned that we're also able to heal environments through immersive experiences. And healing doesn't just need to be for people, but healing can also be for environments. This is one installation that we were very happy to be a part of, and we collaborated with lots of other great artists on this. And this is a platform called Culture Impact that's set up in the heart of New York at Times Square. And we've got 12 LED screens here with sensors that allow people to interact with these screens as they pass by. Now, most people are caught unaware because as you walk through Times Square, you're going to see a number of screens and massive advertisements and LED screens, but none of them are interactive, and people don't typically expect things on a screen to be reacting to what they're doing. So as they walk by, they find that things start following them, or as they wave, they're able to create a stream of butterflies. Each time, the experience is different. We try and change it every month, so there's something fresh. And as people walk by the streets, like over here in this experience, they're able to paint over and reveal a message to add some brightness to their day. So this platform is up and running at Times Square. And this section used to particularly be, especially during the nights, be a section that people often felt unsafe in. And as we set up this platform, we found more people interacting, and we were able to beautify the area with lights around. And we found that people, we were able to get a lot of people to smile and laugh and just experience a simple, playful installation. That's another screenshot of the same installation at night. And we can have 200 people playing with this installation at a time. I also wanted to talk about, other ways that immersive experiences can heal. Now, this is an experience that we hadn't created, but it was one that I thought was extremely powerful and wanted to point out. This was an experience called Carney Arena, and it was a location-based virtual reality experience that people could try in LA. This, in fact, won an Oscar award as well. So it put people through the experience of what it's like to be crossing the border between the United States and Mexico. So I'm just going to show some footage from this. But it was, with this experience, people were able to witness the tension and, the conditions that others have to experience as they try and escape. It's a visceral experience, and I highly recommend trying it. I believe it might still be running in LA, and they've been running it in a few other cities as well. And it's an experience you can go and try with your friends as you walk through this virtual desert. You get a sense of how stressful an experience like this can be, and you're able to empathize with other people who have gone through something similar. So I'd love to leave it open for questions, and if anybody would like to discuss something, I'd like to leave it open for that.
Yes, I know we had a few questions. And even if they want to, Smita, if you want to join on screen, I can definitely invite you as well.
Sure.
Let's see Smita there.
So yeah, I think I see a question from Smita asking if this would be an open eyes meditation. Yes, in this meditation, people keep their eyes open, and it's there are many forms of meditation where you keep your eyes open, like candle-based meditation, where you look at the flame of a candle. And in Prana, we use visual guide to help explain people when they need to breathe in and breathe out. So, but yeah, even having meditation experiences with your eyes closed is very powerful. We had also developed an audio-only meditation experience with spatial audio, and we found that was also an experience that was very calming.
Oh, I think Smita, I think I just prompted you to join. But yeah, she's asking about audio.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what was the question? Sorry, I missed that.
She's asking about using audio in the meditation space.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So we find that audio can totally be used to guide a meditation experience. I think there's a wonderful app called Headspace as well that's used for that. And there's also new and emerging forms of audio technology like binaural audio and ambisonic audio that's it does a great job of creating a spatial environment with audio. Just like with VR headsets, you're able to look around the space with these. Once you have the correct sensors on your headphones, as you rotate your head, you're actually able to have these sounds be spatialized, and that's really powerful for an immersive audio based meditation experience. And much of guided meditation is audio based as well. So even if you're not using environment sounds, you can use a voice to guide you through this meditation experience.
Yeah. I think Smita is joining us.
Oh, yeah. I was actually multitasking, cooking in my kitchen. Oh,
wow. Okay.
I had to go grab my headphones. Hi. So yeah, because I actually create meditations, and I have been doing meditations with groups of people. So this is super interesting to me. And one of the things I am learning, because in my meditation practice, usually we close our eyes and just listen to the voice guiding you into meditation. But I'm realizing that many people do use visuals in their meditation, because some people like to just watch and go into that meditative space. So that was something new I recently learned. And so this is very interesting to me. I mean, the work that you're doing, it's just phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So my question was, when you are creating, say, a meditation, and when you are creating a visualization to go with it, what kind of audio do you play with it?
So it's typically almost always instrumental, and we use a lot of soft sounds, right? So we use sometimes environmental sounds like waves or things like that. And then we find ourselves using a lot of, soft synthesizers and string-based instruments.
Got it. Like sitar.
So I think that really helps. Yeah, we do use the sitar. And then, the other thing is it's kind of repetitive, the audio, because at some point, you don't want to be focusing on that, but it kind of builds, and, there's this ebb and flow that forms and helps to set the right flow, if you will, right, for this experience. So the audio is never very complex, and there's nothing, very jarring that's part of the audio files we create. So it's more subtle, and it's to kind of blend in with the ambience. Sure. And I think some of the music is very inspired by the likes of Olafur Arnalds, John Hopkins, Nils Fromm. So these are some composers that have helped inspire our audio
tracks. Have you measured, because there is also a frequency at which meditation is supposed to help better? So do you check on the frequency of the music that you are adding?
Yeah, so I believe 432 hertz is that golden number there. So yeah, we try and tune some of our audio to that. And in the case that we're trying to, we have notes playing at different octaves, the same note playing at different octaves. So that again, I think that helps with continuity, and kind of, I think that's another thing we do.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I also love all the immersive experiences, that you're discussing. And because, Purvi mentioned that it would be so good for the kids in the hospitals to have that kind of experience, because visualization is a powerful thing to, do if you want to heal. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah. Very impressive. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, and we'd love to do some of these experiences. Hopefully once all the COVID-related madness subsides, we'll be able to hop over the ocean and make sure that people are able to try some of these experiences.
Sure. Thank you.
We are going to wrap up. And just one last question from Purvi about prana. Is it all about breathing? the game prana?
Yeah, prana. Yeah, yeah. A big part of prana is breath, right? So breathing is, I'd say, the primary sort of mechanism over there to engage with meditation. But the other is about exploring this environment, right? So you have to find these animals to heal them with your breath. So there is this aspect of navigating this environment, and it starts out, it is a surreal environment, but it's not necessarily a calming environment. So you use your breath to transform the environment as well and make it a place that's more tranquil.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna maybe give a buffer time before we prepare for the next. And thank you so much for going through the technical things earlier.
Okay. Thank you, Jade.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jade.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Kids&Art Foundation and Jade and Purvi and Apurva and everybody for putting this event together. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Arjun Shah, and I'm a volunteer for the Kids&Art Foundation. My brother was diagnosed with leukemia when he was very young, and art was the one thing that got him through his treatment. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2011, but the Kids&Art Foundation has continued to uphold his legacy. I hope you enjoyed our 4-day summit that we hosted, and I highly suggest going back and checking out some of the workshops and speakers. There was a lot to be learned and a lot that people shared. If you enjoyed it, I really suggest donating, whether you're a repeat donator or a first-time donator. Any donations matter, and they really help us out host more of these type of events and workshops for the children. Thank you.